Well, here we are again. I just did the grocery shopping. Actually, not really the grocery shopping. I've done some grocery shopping because we got my pension in today unexpectedly early. So that's always great news. Now, the thing is, I could pretend and create stories, but it's better that anybody who's looking in on this and thinks that maybe they are going to be leading a life that's similar to ours, then it's better to give you the real picture. And the real picture is we were really skint, as in broke, before we got the pension in, which I got today. And we always, I call it worshipping at the altar of the great God ATM. But anyway, so we really needed this today because we are being hit with expenses which are very much unexpected, because the tax on our resort building is much higher than we thought, and we had prepared to an extent, but not that much. And it only requires something unusual to come in, and if you're really scraping together all the money that you can in order to get your project done, this could easily happen to you. So how do you handle it? Well, the first big thing is to have a Filipina wife, because they've done it all before. Me, yes, I've had hard times, but not in quite the same way. You know, money always came in for me when it was dollars or when it was pounds. When it was pounds, of course, and I lived in the UK when I was a musician, that life was actually pretty good. And I had very regular money, which I got paid every week, and I always put my check into the bank, and the bank was instructed to take a portion out which I had calculated would meet every bill, including the mortgage. So I didn't have to worry too much about this. But here we are. It is a little tense, and it was a great relief to be able to get my pension today. Now, one of the things that we're trying to scrape together to buy is a trombone. And we found a really nice, what we believe is a really nice trombone from a new friend in Hong Kong, Oliver. And Oliver is a trombone player and has recommended that this particular trombone, which was made in Taiwan, it's of German design, Vincent Bach, and we managed to send him a down payment so that he wouldn't sell in case someone else came in and offered. He buys and sells trombones, so we sent him a down payment, which was in good faith, and now with the arrival of our pension, my pension, we're able to find the rest. But it will still leave us for a couple of months, like this month and next month. We're still a little bit tight. So today was not everything that I would want it to be, but it was certainly a relief to be able to buy that. I actually spent 1,888 pesos. So that was what I spent. And what did I buy? Well, I'll show you what I buy, but it's pretty much what we usually buy. We've got eggs. So I got a dozen eggs because I'll always go back, and we can always go to the sari-sari store for a couple if we need them. So let me see. Eggs. Where's eggs? Eggs. Fresh eggs, medium. Oh, I didn't know. I thought they were large. Well, the 2 boxes at 57 pesos. So that's $1 for 6 eggs. That doesn't seem too bad to me. So the eggs actually only came to 114 pesos. A couple of dollars. It's pretty good. He bought apple cider vinegar because that's a natural antibiotic. And Beth and I are both feeling a little bit under what we usually feel. So we're taking apple cider vinegar. I realise right as I'm reading now that I didn't get any lemons, so that's something that I'll have to get, is lemons. But anyway, what I put onto the counter to get priced first was pork, sliced pata, big pack, 1 pack, had all of the bones. We've been really enjoying having the meat on the bones. Here, they don't give that away, but there is meat on the bones. So when that's put in the pot, it comes out as really beautiful tasting soup. Now, what was that? So the big pack is 160. So now, the big pack, oh wait a minute, right. Now that was the fancy pork that is no bones, and that was 160. The pork bones, big pack, 1 pack, came to $2.49, right? So looking at $5 for that. I got some emergency food, holiday corned beef, and I got 5 cans of corned beef at 38 each. Heinz apple cider vinegar, and that was 187. Apple cider vinegar, which I think you should always have. You should always have in the kitchen, in the house. It is a natural antibiotic. If you mix it with honey and hot water, that is a pleasant enough drink. And it is, as I say, I keep repeating it, it's a natural antibiotic. So I've taken that, a spoonful of that, diluted in a little water. I've taken that when I've had an abscess on my gum, and it certainly helped a great deal then. I got my honey, which was 1 bottle. So that says it's all natural products. Where did it come from? It's actually local. So it's local. Farm fresh, it doesn't actually say, but as long as it doesn't say China, I've got to scoot a dog. Hey! Excuse me. So anyway, so the honey, strangely enough, the last time I bought honey, a week or so ago, it was 143. But it used to be 133. So now, where are we? Apple cider vinegar. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Where is the honey? Can't find it. Right, best honey. So, excuse me, but as I said, we've been feeling a little bit under. I have a terrible cough which just won't go away, and I'm on some medication. Now, out of interest, I kept the bill for the medication that I bought so far. Beth bought it. Right, so, where is it? Honey was 137. Last time I got it, it was 143. It used to be 133. So it's as wise to keep track of these figures. honey, I'm the only one who has honey in the house. Even when the kids come, they don't usually think in terms of honey, right? So I got golden oats, I got fresh eggs, as I've said, I got skyflakes, crackers, I got apples. The apples were 98, so we're looking at under $2 for 6 apples. We get these little packs of onions, let me see, 29 pesos for the onions. And there's another one, there's 4 small ones there, 29 again. Alright, so the honey over there, and I always like to get a little treat if I can for Beth, and she likes grapes, and this is a total of 84. So let me see, and they are seedless red. Where was it? Doesn't say where. So, skyflakes. Now, Beth, in her wisdom, we had some guys working, and she hadn't had time to go to the sari-sari store to get bread, which is usually little rolls here in the Philippines. It's not sliced bread or anything like that. And when I looked around, my new pack of skyflakes, which I eat with my cheese, had gone. I said, did you? At first she said, oh, I was hungry, I ate them. I said, come on, you never ate a whole pack. And then she admitted that she'd given them to the workers. Here, that's the way that they do things. Often when you negotiate the wage, the daily rate that you're going to pay workers, it will either include or not include food. Food is very modest. The guys that are working on our resort right now are actually staying, if they work all day and are going to be working the next day, which is not a given, they stay in a little house up the back there, which we have rented for them. See, it's a lot different. You can't, your best attempted guess at how it works when you're living in foreigner land will come far wide of the target. So, skyflakes, and my Eden cheddar, which goes with the skyflakes. And I also started to again to have oatmeal, and oatmeal is a little bit of a filler as long as you have honey to go with it. I find they're pretty bland if you don't. The usual way of buying coffee, it's all in little sachets, and this one is no different. This was 70 something pesos, so $1.50. This was like 40 pesos. This is soy sauce. You can't live in the Philippines without soy sauce. I don't know what this is. I think it's meat. No, it's not. It's shampoo. So to get that shampoo, let me tell you what things like that are. Keratin Plus Gold, 12 pieces at just $6.25. So each one of these is 6 pesos and 25, and it's enough. It says on there that it's enough for one treatment, but of course with me one of these packs would last 3 or 4, possibly 5 washes with as much hair as I have. So the coffee, which was here, the coffee was 7 pesos and 50 per pack, and that has everything. That's what they call a 3-in-1. It will, unfortunately, it will have sugar, and it will have milk, and the coffee, of course. So that's how they do it here. Now, here's the ones I told you. We get canned corned beef. Now, with canned corned beef, we'll have one of these and a couple of eggs and rice, and that will be one meal. So if we do get down to the bone, we're okay. We're fed. So this is the reality of when things don't go according to you and they go according to Mr. Murphy, Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, it will. So here, this one is Heinz apple cider vinegar, the all-natural choice for food, and it says 5% acidity. So this is an expensive one. It's nearly 200 pesos. Where did it say? Yeah, it's 187 pesos, so it's not cheap. Now the meat, so what you do here, you go along to the meat department, which is longer than this, probably as long as this room, and all the tongs for helping yourself are there, and of course they say please use the different tongs, the red coloured ones, which are for pork only. So here we're looking at, I'm sure that you can see that this is not bones, and this is two slices or 3 slices of ham, and although it does have some fat around the edge which you need, it's mostly quite lean and will be delicious, not when it's cooked by me of course. So what I'll do is I'll use the bags here, like these bags here, and I'll repack so that we have one of those between us, which will be quite ample for us, and we'll have that with rice. Always everything with rice. Rice is life. So that's one, and I'll repack it and put it into 2 bags instead of 1. Now what was the other? The other was the big pack. This is the one that's heavy, and you can see here that these are bones. So we're looking there, you've got the bones with meat, but nevertheless heavy with bone. Look at that, there is bone. And sometimes you get the smaller bones with the marrow, and that's very good. So I'll split this into 4 packs, which will do for 4 meals, unless of course Taliklit comes over and cooks for us, in which case she will cook every single scrap of meat that's even looking as if it's okay, and she'll cook it all, and we'll eat like kings, and then tomorrow we'll have to go out and buy more meat. But we'll make this last. We'll budget this and we'll make it last. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 chunks of bone heavy with meat, and we will get delicious soup out of that. Add some vegetables, some cabbage or lettuce and onion, and it will be delicious. So as soon as I finish the video, I will get this separated. Some of it will go in the freezer. Not something that Filipinos are used to. They don't use the refrigerator in the same way, and hardly use the freezer. But I'll handle that then. Now, what was the other thing that I wanted to talk about? Now, if you watched the video that I made yesterday, you'll have heard me hacking away in my bronchial fashion at the moment with a bad cough, and it is a bad cough, and we've worked it out, how could I have caught this? Just the two of us most of the time, living here together. And we worked it out that it must be Lovely, because Lovely comes and she stands at the sink, and her head is right at the level of the sink, so she's washing up and she's coughing. Now, in the Philippines, they're not educated about the fact that when you cough, it's probably about like almost a square meter of whatever it is that you've got. So so that's what she's doing. She's washing up and everything, and she's coughing. And if you go and say, Lovely, when you cough, don't cough into your hands, and don't cough. You cough into your elbow, and that stops the transference of whatever infection you've got at the moment. Well, she listened to me, and then she actually put her arm up and she affected a pretend cough to keep me happy, and then she went back to doing what she was doing before. So for those of you who are on some kind of medication, you will find this interesting. So this is a sales invoice. Now, I may not be pronouncing these things right. I'm not very familiar with drugs, because I've been very fortunate in my life, and I haven't had a lot of illness. So I never was a pill popper. I just didn't do it. So non-smoker, non-drinker, and certainly no fan of medication. But this now I'm at an age when I probably need all the help I can because of vulnerability, and this is what Beth bought. She bought 2 pieces of ciprofloxacin SAF, which is a little capsule, and they were $14.50. There was a Clavagen 625 milligram table, 2 pieces at 38 each, and that came to 77. And then there's another Amso, 400 milligrams per cap, and there were 5 pieces, and they were 38. There's another one, Bioscore, 5 milligram, 26. Now, I'm not on all of those, but I take 2 pills, and in the absence of being told exactly what the dosage should be, I take that about every 6 hours, and it seems to be helping. Of course, now that I'm taking the medication, I don't know what it would have been like if I hadn't. But it handles from an antibiotic viewpoint, it handles any infection that you might get. So even though I might suddenly feel a little bit chilly when we're out, which is, for me, is a sign of a fever, the dreaded Filipino fever. So anyway, Beth spent 391 pesos on medication. Now, it might give you some idea if you're on maintenance medication. Medication for Nanay, which we pay every month, is up in the 2,000 pesos. So she has medication which is maintenance, and she is maintained on whatever doses she has, and that costs to 2,000 plus, depending on how many tablets she actually has. So that's a little look at kind of thing that you're going to be hit with if you come and live here. It seems to me still a lot cheaper than living in America, for instance, which is what I was living in before. So right now, I got to get on and sort out the meat, and I'll be back on another video. Don't forget, if you find this interesting, please at least press like, because that helps a great deal, because it means that AI on YouTube will consider that we are of interest to more people than we're having at the moment, and it will help us with our income, which we depend on just like anybody else. Okay, don't forget you can also subscribe and comment. So if any of this is interesting and you want to ask a question, please do, and I'll do my very best to answer the question as completely and informatively as possible. So bye for now. Take care.